Namaste Saraswati Gauravan Vichami Nurishashunявadi Pashtatharine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shadvaita Gadadhar Sadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Mukum Kruti Vachalam Pangum Langaite Girimet Kupata Mahamunde Sri Gurun Dinatarinam Sri Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Yes, Prabhu, that same point where you have highlighted on June 25. So let's continue this. There were some very interesting things are going to come up now. Who wants to read now?
Can I, Prabhu?
Please, please, Mata.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
On June 25, acting at the behest of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, India's President Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed declared a national state of emergency in response to prevailing internal disturbance within the country. The order gave the Prime Minister the authority to rule by the decree allowing her to suspend elections and curtail civil liberties. Most of Gandhi's political opponents were imprisoned and the press was censored. In effect, she became a dictator. 2 days later,
see, this is as if the problems are not enough. this problem is the most difficult challenge for even common people, isn't it? When even now, so many times they highlight in the election speeches or even in public speeches, because people were imprisoned without any reason, without any cause. Just come, they'll just catch hold of you from home and they will take you and put you in the jail. I remember watching interview of Rajat Sharma. Not deviating from this, just wanted to give and how impactful this impacting this was. I think he gave an interview because those are the times when he, Arun Jaitley, and many of the leaders who are right now they are there. No? They were all in their college days. So they would do this what do you call opposition, or like the hadtal kind of a thing. They would do those. They will shout slogans and all that in the arranged meetings inside for the different groups, parties. So the police will search in each house and they will catch hold of them, it seems. So in those days, they will be going with all different dress, vesh and all that. So somehow they were caught hold of and put inside the jail, and inside the jail they had to, for no reason, 20 years, 18 years. Remember, 1 year we lose our college life or whatever, we become so upset. It becomes like a big career problem and all that, right? For problem for our career. But you see, those days they were like just caught hold of and put inside, and they are studying, and they become so affected by they are not affected, but they are put into such a difficult situation by the police who are acting on the behest of whoever such the leader and all that. So it was not a very easy thing, even for those who were in normal way of life. And imagine our devotees who are already struggling in the Mumbai, this everything, how much they were suffering, especially in this time between 75 and 77. Now Maharaj is talking about June 25, 1975, I think. It says come to 75, the year 75. We were in 74, come to 75. So 75 to 77, the entire period was actually emergency period. And Prabhupada left in November 77. Right? During those period, I mean, with all the restrictions, still he was, so much more was being done. And in fact, the temple also opened. The complete construction and everything was going on during that period, with all the challenges. Just want to give a little background as to how much people were suffering, and we, including our all our devotees, were serving sincerely. Okay. So, but then you see how Prabhupada is approaching this, because naturally everybody will ask about this, because it has never happened in the Indian history before or after. or even any other country for that matter. Very rarely in any other country it happens, except a few, like in the Middle East and those areas. A few times it has happened, but otherwise UK, US, Australia, these kind of developed countries or in Europe, you don't see this happening. So let's continue now. She became a dictator here now. Okay. So Prabhupada is being interviewed about that. That's why Maharaj is bringing this point here.
2 days later, at the press conference at the last airport, a reporter asked Prabhupada, would you comment on the political situation in India now? What do you think about Mrs. Gandhi's? But Prabhupada avoided speaking against her. Well, we are not very much concerned with political situation, he said. But our proposition is that anything, whether political, social, economical, or philosophical, without Krishna is all zero. So far as so far as Mrs. Gandhi is concerned, she is inclined to some spiritual understanding. So, actually, if she becomes advanced spiritually, then this emergency situation will improve. Otherwise, he went on to say that dictatorship was not bad if the dictator or monarch was godly, of high moral character and spiritual qualification.
It's such an amazing thing, no? Anybody would always, like who are into democracy and all that, they will always speak against this dictatorship. But frankly speaking, the whole thing that is missing is Krishna consciousness, God consciousness. That is missing, right? So even if that person, if you take kingship, for example, that's how the whole everything was running. And kings were always monarchical. They were taking decisions with full freedom. They were not having any dependency, vote taking, and all those things. It depends on them. If they want, they will take advice from the ministers or advisors. If not, they will do it themselves. But the beauty is that they were all God conscious. That is why they were able to do that. That's why even now in UK you have queens and kings and all that. They have, at least, even though it is for namesake, but still the royal family is given the highest regard. Not many knows this fact that every £1 that is being spent by any citizen in the country in UK, 7 pence, like 7 paisa for us thing, 7 pence goes into the as an income to the income or whatever to the king or the queen. So whatever they are spending, 7 pence. You spend £70, so £7 will go to the maintenance and their expenses without doing any job. They are not doing any job. So even if the prime minister is appointed, he has to go take blessings from the king or queen to do their job, isn't it? And they cannot act independently against the queen's order. If the queen thinks that something is bad, they have to accept it. They will not interfere in the day-to-day affairs, but that is how the thing is. Even in UK, they are doing that. So that was there always. In India also, Trivandrum, for example, they have the king's thing is there, family is there. They are given full respect when they come to the temple or when they go anywhere else, because they owned the whole area. They, in fact, the Trivandrum king, they owned the land where Trivandrum airport is there now, where it is right now. So when they asked for the area to build the airport, he had one condition, because that area still some temples remains are there. They have some of the old buildings are there just in the beach next to the airport. The airport is just next to the beach. So when they asked for this place, he made a condition that 2 days in a year the airport should stop working, because what happens, Padmanabha Swami, the Utsava Murti, the Utsava Murti of the Padmanabha Swami, every single day they do Abhishek for him in the morning at 4 o'clock. Beautiful to take darshan of. 3:45, 4 o'clock, that's the time they will do the Abhishek for the Lord with beautiful music and the traditional music and drums and everything. They will chant all Vedic mantras. It's real lifetime thing to go and see there. At least once people should see that morning Mangalarti. So apart from this, every year, twice a year, that is once in April and once in October, they will take the Lord in procession 7 kilometers from the temple to the beach by walk. They will go with all horse, elephant, and everything the whole afternoon. They will not even be devotees, but they will still come with the Lord. And our devotees also go to Sankirtan there. So they will all go to the beach, and the airport gates will be open. Devotees will go through the runway and everything, and because you have to cross that place to go to that place point beach. And they go there and they do a half a day of full nice darshan, chanting, kirtan, and everything there. And then they come back and continue more to do. Our devotees do all evening night kirtans till late night. So why I'm saying this is the king is so devotional that even though he gave the space for the airport, he ensured that the tradition should not stop, because very soon they will just stop the tradition. So that's why the elephant, horse, everything will go through the runway all the way. Some five, six big, huge elephants will be coming with all decorations and everything, each one carrying one deity of the Lord, you know. And very nice. Our devotees, we all go for kirtans along with it. Some will be chanting Vishnu Sahasranama. It's such a beautiful experience. So that is why we need kings like that, godly kings. If godly kings are there, then the traditions won't stop. They will just continue on. Otherwise, if you have a godless people, even if they are there, they will not do it. That's why, when you have a godly head, you see when the Ram Mandir opening was there, all the traditions were. I mean, what a normal person is supposed to do for the vrata and thing that one has to take, the Prime Minister was doing it. So that is how a faithfulness in God has to be exhibited. If it is not there, then irrespective of whether you're a dictator or a delegate or whoever you may be, it is of no use. That's why Prabhupada is highlighting on this point very much here. So this is something which normally when you go, everybody will say, hey, this is bad, this is bad. She wants to take control of everything and this is not good. Like that, people will say. But that is on a mundane level. But when you see it from a spiritual point of view, if only she had become godly, then naturally, even in the dictatorship, she can continue running that country very nicely. That is the most important thing. Hmm? So that's why Prabhupada is speaking very balanced here. And one more reason that he wanted to do is that he still wanted to have that meeting with Indira Gandhi and impress upon her to distribute Krishna consciousness in a more official way. So that was due to happen, and he wanted to impress upon her, because the reason, see, while she had taken up this emergency stand, I mean to say the help of emergency to maintain her position, she was also internally afraid, because when you start disturbing people, you will get more enemies. When you are friendly with people itself, you are getting enemies. Imagine when you are disturbing people knowingly and wantedly, the enemies will be even more. Those who were not enemies before will become enemies. Those who do not want to make you enemy, do not want to become your enemy, they will also become enemies. Because without any reason, you are disturbing them. You are not giving them the freedom of speech. You are not giving them the freedom of moving around anywhere. In the night, you move around, then the police or military will come and question you and put you in the jail for no reason, right? So all these things were creating more thing, and she was feeling insecure and fearful. So she was, even when Prabhupada was meeting her after this, I think she was very fearful. She was very disturbed in her mind. She was not able to speak very courageously, confidently. Normally, she's a very confident lady. So this is the background. So let's continue reading a bit more. This after this paragraph is very nice.
The last time Herald covered Prabhupada's arrival, and Prabhupada was especially interested in the newspaper's version of his reply to the question about the Indian political situation. He liked the favorable statement from about Indira Gandhi and asked that the article be saved. Prabhupada was so concerned about Juhu that he had Brahmananda phone and say that Prabhupada
No,
wanted a report.
at this time, Prabhupada is in Dallas. Please continue, Mataji.
I wrote him the next day. I am very sorry that I did not report to you earlier. The foundation of the first tower is already ready, except for the two footings which are to fall underneath the existing kitchen behind the present temple and which requires some special support. Today or tomorrow, the contractor should begin pouring the concrete for the columns which rise above the footings for the first tower. Since Matre has stopped our work for about 1 week, just before the heavy rains came, the second excavation got filled with water. But now we have finished pumping out most of the water and can begin to lay the foundation there. Saurabh Prabhu and the contractor uh, have explained that
Prabhu, can you
the
zoom it a little bit?
foundation.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you. No, that's too much. One step less. Yes, that's fine, that's fine.
Saurabh Prabhu and the contractor have explained that the foundation is always troublesome, especially during monsoons, but that once we come above plinth level, we can lay one slab every 10 or 15 days, provided we have sufficient funds. Would anybody like to read?
Anyone else would like to read? So here, one point I just wanted to say, that I think this is around June, July, because usually in Mumbai you get heavy rains around this time, no? June, July. Yeah. Anyone else would like to read? I think Subhashini Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Prabhu, I am reading from architect.
Our architect. Yeah, yes,
Okay.
yes, Mataji.
Our architect Premnath has prepared the final plans for the temple and will submit the plans along with the NOC from the police to the municipality tomorrow. He expressed that he can receive the IOD permit and commencement certificate for the temple within 3 to 4 weeks, and he suggests we begin the work without waiting for the monsoon to end. Meanwhile, Saurabh Prabhu has been seen to minor repairs for the tenants, and Premnath also had a meeting with the tenants to discuss the overall development of the land. At the meeting, we agreed to include a common area for the tenants to sit and for the children to play. Premnath and I met with the municipal officials last week to sort out different pending disputes. The municipality is ready to renew the permission for the existing temple and to meet all our other requests. The only dispute which was not resolved involves the 10-foot strip of land which the city survey department has demarcated as public road. Tomorrow, Mr. Asnani and I are going to approach the city survey department with our evidence to convince them that the access road is our private property and that they should adjust their present maps according to the documents which show the road as being private. If the city survey office does not agree, we can always file a case in court and let the judge decide. Otherwise, the municipality still agrees that even if the 10-foot strip is declared to be public, they are willing to give it to us in exchange for our surrendering our claim for compensation for the setback land which we have already given them. I'll continue, Babu.
Yes, Mataji, please.
I also reflected in my letter on our success in obtaining the NOC for the temple from the police. You must be pleased that we received the NOC from the police to construct our temple. It was a great fight. Even up to the last moment, Mr. Matre was trying everything to stop us. But by Krishna's grace, he could not succeed. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishna Yatra Pata Dhanurdaraha Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti Dhruva Nitirmate Mama. Everyone is appreciating how we could overcome such powerful opposition. But we should know the secret that wherever there is Krishna and Arjuna, there is automatically victory and opulence. A week later, I wrote, last week, Premnath completed a nice portfolio of plans and drawings of the project. And I shall send a portfolio for you with Kuladri Prabhu when he goes to New Vrindavan.
So Kuladev Prabhu is in Mumbai and he is going to New Vrindavan. Prabhupada, when he comes to New Vrindavan, they will meet. That's the plan. But then the situation changes a bit here now. Yes, Mataji, please continue.
While Prabhupada was in America, he received a telegram from the AGS saying that if he wanted an interview with Indira Gandhi, he would have to come immediately. So he cut short his North America tour and within days was back in Juhu. On his first morning walk, he reflected.
So now he is again back in Juhu.
Yes.
This is again. I remember I told this in Juhu temple. The two towers will be there, and then you have the temple, right? You go inside. There's a temple, but they are all connected. So in the right side tower, the third floor, I think Prabhupada's quarters is there, third or fifth floor. So there, even now, Prabhupada's kitchen, the utensils and his shoes and everything, all the things are kept there. Fifth floor, yeah. So this when in the Vasuni, as you enter, the glass box, there's Prabhupada shoes are kept. And Prabhupada said this once, that I go to three places for purifying myself. One is, Vrindavan, Mayapur, and the Juhu beach. Prabhupada added Juhu beach into it. So it was really very sweet of him. So he likes walking in that Juhu beach. Even I went there and I did chanting one day there. It was very pleasing and very pleasing, very peaceful and very pleasing there. Yeah. So please continue, Mataji.
On his first morning walk, he reflected on his recent difficulties. So many obstacles we were facing, he said. Never mind, still we are coming out gradually. Kunti Devi said, Krishna, may all those dangerous days come again, so that I can always remember you. When we were in dangerous days, you were always with us. Now we are prosperous. Now you are going away. So better I call for those dangerous days again, so that you can remain with us and we can become surrendered to you.
So who remembers this shloka? Without looking at your Bhagavatam, you should tell.
Please,
Who remembers it?
I remember, but partially, Prabhu. I don't remember fully.
Tell whatever words you know, others will repeat. Others will remember if they get some hint. Vipadah Shantuta Shashvat Tatra Tatra Jagadguru Bhavato Darshanam Yasyat Apunarbhava Darshanam. That's the shloka. So you should do this exercise. We have done this a few times we're doing Narad Muni, no? In the purports, you will see Prabhupada referring to some verses like this without the verse, without quoting the verse. So we should do the reverse, right? That's when you will know that, yes, I know the verse with the meaning. Okay, let's continue.
Then look at the Arabian Sea. Prabhupada remembered his voyage to America. I started on this ocean.
No, ocean.
13th August, this ferocious ocean.
See how it's the same, because he's in Arabian seaside, Mumbai. So he's remembering that, and he knows by his words. He may be able to express only some part of his difficulties. He will not be telling every single bit of his difficulties, right? So only he knows the difficulties he went through. And by 75, the movement is already recognized, and it's like that's a period of the explosion actually starting, right? So Prabhupada is seeing from day one when he started the Jalduta journey and the Jalduta, and coming here, it's really humongous task, if I have to say that word. It's really unbelievable. So Prabhupada is reflecting on it again. Okay, let's continue. So Mataji has one more paragraph you can read, I think, yeah.
Okay. One day, shortly thereafter, Lalita Bose, the daughter of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, brother, came to meet Prabhupada.
So Subhash Chandra Bose's brother's daughter.
Yeah.
Which means Yeah, she's little much younger because Subhash Chandra Bose and Prabhupada were all almost of the same. He was 2 years senior to Prabhupada, right? The same Scottish college, I think. So Subhash Chandra Bose passed away, his brother's daughter. So she is like almost like Prabhupada's daughter kind of level. So of the age, I mean, at that time. Yes, of course. Yes, Mother, please continue.
I knew her from Calcutta, where she used to visit our temple. They spoke mostly in Bengali, Prabhupada telling her about his mission and asking her to help him, specifically in approaching Indira Gandhi.
So this is Giriraj Maharaj is telling. I knew her from Calcutta, right? So there itself, Maharaj had seen her coming. She is more favorable to, just like Prabhupada, Subhash Chandra Bose also was favorable to, he had returned to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also. Please send some of your people for our revolutionary movement. Yes, please continue, Madhuri.
We should be supported, he said. If she understands, India will develop, I am sure. This is not bogus. This is exactly what Krishna has said. Our mission is Yare Dekho Tare Ko Krishna Ko Dekha. Fast. If you speak what Krishna has instructed, become good. But if you make your own conclusion, your own invention, then I don't speak any nonsense. Only the instruction given in the Bhagavad Gita. That is my credit. That's all. The wonderful thing that I have done is that I don't speak any nonsense thing. Whatever success we have achieved is due to this. What you say, you act accordingly.
Anyone else wants to take over?
Yes.
If nobody, then Mataji can continue. But anyone else? Gaurav Prabhu, you read? I thought. Yes. Yeah, please, Shankshulpati Prabhu.
What I learned from Krishna, am I audible?
Yes, yeah, you are.
What I learned from Krishna, I say. I don't say independently. That is not my business. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. Amar Agya Guru Hai Taro Aides. You deliver your village people and become a Guru. Everyone is not going to be so big that he can go all over the world. But everyone can teach within his limits, within his family, within his community, within his village, within his town, within his district. As he is capable, he can increase. But everyone can become a Guru and deliver the local people. How? Yare dekhe tare kahe Krishna Upadesh. Then you are Guru. As soon as you manufacture anything, please follow. As soon as you manufacture anything nonsense, then it is fine. That is going on. So many gurus are there. They are manufacturing. They are becoming Krishna. That is nonsense. You cannot become Krishna. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridyesu arjuna tishtati. Can you stay in everyone's heart? You are claiming to be God. This one instance, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridyesu arjuna tishtati, is Andanantarastam Paramanu.
Andantarastam Paramanu Jayantarastam.
He is within this universe and he is within the atom. You are claiming to be Ishwar, God. Are you within the atom? Are you within everyone's heart? Then how do you claim that you are Ishwar? Practical. Ishwara Sarva Bhutanam, Ishwara, God is in everyone's heart. Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sannivishtam. If people lead their lives on the basis of Bhagavad Gita, everything will be fine. And as soon as you manufacture something, then it is spoiled. That is going on. The so-called gurus get some mystic power, yoga, siddhi, and they show it and mislead people that they are God. That is the difficulty.
So this is actually Prabhupada is conversing with Lalita Bose. Right? So it looks like when you read independently, it looks like a lecturer reading from a lecture transcript. No? So it's Prabhupada, wherever he is talking, it's the same almost. Yes, please continue, Prabhupada. Now there is an interesting thing coming up.
In Calcutta, before meeting Prabhupada, Lalita had been a leading follower of Satya Sai Baba, who had shown some magic and been accepted by many people as God. But after being enlightened by Prabhupada, she challenged Sai Baba. Why are you misleading people? By producing and giving them material things, you are involving them more in materialism. Bhaktivedanta Swami is performing the real miracle, making pure devotees of Krishna. Prabhupada asked for gurus, boardmen, and good people with my chapter about him. They have written about me, he told Lalita, and about others as well. They have written about the others that when they were born, a light came and they did some miracle. For me, these things are not there. For me, there is a picture in Dalas. I am taking one's right hand and I am teaching how to write in Sanskrit. This is my miracle.
In
A
Sanskrit.
in Sanskrit.
Hmm.
This is my miracle. He asked Brahmananda to show Lalita the recommendations of professors who had purchased his books and a Hindi article about New Vrindavan. The people in America are very much appreciating this, he told her. When I meet the Prime Minister, I will take this, she said. You are changing people, actually transforming them. I just saw your temple in Mayapur, amazing. And the temple in Vrindavan, you can't even leave. Everyone is saying that the worship in the Hare Krishna Mandir is the best. They are saying that the deities look like they are about to speak. They look so alive.
So,
People are
the Vrindavan temple was open on Ramnavami day, correct? Yeah, and 75, I think, if I'm not wrong. Because this 75, I think that's the time, right? 75 or 74? Because recently they celebrated the 50 years, huh? 50th year. 73 or 74?
74.
74, I think. Yes, yes. So, so they are actually, that's why she is able to see the temple in Vrindavan, and she is saying, you can't even leave when you go to Vrindavan. That's nice, really. They're saying that the deities look like they're about to speak. They look so live, so alive. Really, it's not just some people speaking out of some hysteria or some just for the sake of it. It's really very inspiring to see this Subhash Chandra Bose's niece. She is talking about it. Please continue, Prabhu.
People are so impressed the way the devotees are putting the sank and then, Aarti. People say that it is amazing, that they have never seen anything like it. The door opens and at the same time the sank sounds. In all our temples in America and Europe, we have the same standard. Prabhupada pointed out. You must give me your blessings, Larita said. Indiraji has a strong desire and told me that I must tell you about village development, that the government is ready to give all money, but that they need sincere devotees. Immediately, Prabhupada responded, sincere devotees we have. We don't have the facility. If they are properly prepared, they can genuinely do the work. I told Indiraji that Guru Maharaj has come to us. I even gave her all this literature. This is my prayer. At least 100 men come. I require. They will not take even 1 paisa from India. I can show you in the accounts how money is coming from outside for their maintenance. They don't care about politics. They just need visa. They will not take 1 paisa from India. Rather, they will give. They have no scarcity. They have
So
come
this is
here to learn
the
about
around this is the time they were creating this rumor that the foreign devotees are CIA agents, and Prabhupada is having some CIA agents and trying to control or take control of India and like that, doing spy work and all that. So that's because of this they were not giving visas for our devotees, our Western body devotees to come to India. That was actually cropping up even more at this around this time. And if somebody had overstayed, they cannot when they go back, they cannot come back again. So these are all the situations, the challenging situations that devotees had to face. Yes, Prabhu, continue, Prabhu, please.
They have come here to learn about Bhagavad Bhakti, and if India throws them out, it is not a good thing. They have nothing to do with politics. We are trying to unite the whole world, and our platform is Krishna consciousness. This is the United Nations. They, the so-called United Nations, have been working for over 20 years. What work have they done? Only increasing the flags, Hindustan, Pakistan, Vietnam. What is this? This is not unity.
Panditaha Samadarshinaha. Without being a Pandit.
Pandita Samdarshan, people vision. Brahma.
Your voice is breaking, Prabhu. It is getting stuck.
There will be internet problem.
No, go ahead, Prabhu.
Can someone else?
No, you go ahead. We are
Only
now
when
able
one
to
is
hear.
only when One is transcendent, can he be equally disposed? Being covered by the darkness of Maya, they cannot have equal vision. Being envious and competitive of each other, such a big work, Krishna consciousness is going on all over the world. And those who are assisting me, if the Indian government rejects them, it is not good. This you make them understand properly. If they do that, it will not be a good thing. Let us be given this concession. And I have to
And if I have to do this village
do this
organization.
village organization. And for this, if I get cooperation, then I will show them a miracle. Just like people are seeing this miracle, the whole world is chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. I will also show this miracle in India, how to organize villages. This is how I will do it. You want 100 men? Yes, I am not asking for more. And if they get into any sort of politics, if any fault is found in them, if they interfere in any politics, diplomacy, then immediately they will leave. But this will not happen. I know because I have prepared them. They consider these things insignificant, like dogs and jackals fighting. We have no interest in them. We want to remove this dog consciousness from them. You bring some dogs together and tell them to live peacefully. Is that ever possible? This you can make by your blessings. Let us start the project.
So you
Yes.
you understand
Right.
the one-liners are actually Lalita speaking. The longer ones are Prabhupada speaking, no? So yeah, please continue.
Yes, many times. Yes, many times when the newspaper asked me, I said that Indira Gandhi is spiritually inclined. If she improves, it will be perfect. And she wants to be improved. Barefoot Swami draws admiring Krishna crowd. Prabhupada cited from the article, and he directed Brahmanand to read more. Asked about the political situation in his native India and the criticized action of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, Brahmananda read. The Swami replied this: Mrs. Gandhi is inclined to some spiritual understanding, and if she fully develops it, the situation will improve. Democracy is not much beneficial if its leaders have no spiritual values. Mahatma Gandhi was practically a dictator, but he was a man of high moral character, so people accepted him. Dictatorship can be good provided the dictator is spiritually developed.
So this is all from the article. This is all from the article.
Stay for some time in India, Lalita requested. I will, if there is cooperation from you all. This is a very big movement. If intelligent girls like you help us, then I will stay in India. I will give her such advice that all India will be benefited, provided she listens to me. The person I spoke to yesterday told me that she is eager to meet him, so he should talk high level. So you tell her that my boys have sacrificed everything and have come for the development of India. And you please do this little thing. We have some problem with tourist visa. By tourist visa, Prabhupada asked. There is another visa, missionary. With that visa, they can stay permanently. In the US, they have given me this because I am missionary, so that I can stay permanent resident. For India's improvement, I am ready to do anything. He quoted a Bengali saying, from stitching shoes to reading the Chandi, I am ready to do anything. She may ask about
amazing, huh?
for the development.
See how Prabhupada's mood is to such an extent that he is stitching the shoes to reading the Chandi. I am ready to do anything. We should have that kind of urge. If you see, there are many leaders we talk about in our movement also, trained by Prabhupada. They did everything possible. They went on the streets and distributed books. They were cleaning the floors in the house. They were cleaning the toilets. They were cleaning the gardens and taking care of every single thing. Now we see them go around and talk with the delegates and big this thing speeches and everything they give. They didn't just grow from nowhere and became that way, right? So this is something which is very important to note. Everything starts from a humble beginning, and then it goes there. And we should be ready to do anything if our mission, especially the spiritual movement, mission of spreading the spiritual movement has to succeed. Okay, so anyone else would like to take over from here?
What does this saying mean from stitching shoes to reading reading the Chandi?
No, reading the Chandi is actually like reading some Vedas, right? Uh, it's like maybe some prayers, maybe I think some Bengali might be able to give us exactly what it is, but we can find out if you Google.
In Bengal, they do Chandi Path, like
Chandi Pat, yeah,
Vedic
Chandi,
Shastra means something, no?
Chandi Mata, no, yes, yes.
They are worshipping goddess, na, the Chandi Path. They read this Chandi. There is a glorification of Mata here, like that. That's he's saying that he can do the lowest job of stitching shoe also. मोची का काम भी कर लेगा और ब्राह्मण का भी काम कर लेगा, कुछ भी कर लेगा.
Yeah, very beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Yes, anyone else wants to take over? Who wants to read now? Piyush Prabhu, I don't see you read, but anyway, if you might be busy, I will read now. She may ask about foreign exchange. Prabhu, I am reading from the book, so you may have to scroll for others. Huh? She may ask about foreign exchange for the development of India. Prabhupada saying, I am bringing foreign exchange. Whatever property I have here, the money has come from abroad. Nothing has come from here. Whatever money I require for my work, I bring from abroad. I have brought crores and crores of rupees. I have all the bank details. I have mentioned this to Brahmananda Reddy, the ministers of Home Affairs, and I am also telling you that if you can arrange for their visas, then I will be in peace. Otherwise, I have made this big institution, and if they leave, then how will I manage? Everything will get spoiled, and there will be a great harm. Now, I was reading this. I have all the bank details. I mentioned this to the Brahmananda Reddy. You see, this how many politicians or even spiritual leaders can make a statement like this now? They will have lakhs and crores of rupees, but will they be able to openly say, "I will give you all the details"? It's very difficult now because in the name of spiritual being a spiritual leader, they still have so much of kaladan and then binamis and so many things they have. They are given big islands or something by some big millionaires and billionaires, and they hide all the money. By whichever country, Mauritius, Switzerland, so many other places, they have all these things. Not only politicians, even spiritual so-called spiritual leaders, they also have all this kind of wealth. That is why they don't want to leave the post to anybody, you know. Till the end, they will have to live in that way. But Prabhupada is so honest. He has nothing to do with money. That's why I remember Harisari Prabhu, who is Prabhupada's personal servant, who was serving as Prabhupada's personal servant. He had a lot of nice experience about Prabhupada, and he used to share. And one of the sannyasi Prabhu's, one of the Maharajas, he went and he asked Harisari Prabhu about like what are, do you have any few qualities which you can immediately recall whenever you think of Prabhupada? So he said two things. Two things immediately struck me. Of course, there are many things about Prabhupada, but two things immediately struck me. The first thing is he was, when we was traveling around the world 14 times, he was 80 years old, and we were not even half his, one third of his age. We were less than that. We were hardly 20 years, 25, whatever maximum. And we were going around with him, and he would travel all over from India to US and other places, and so many places, not staying in one place for more than 2-3 days also. Normally this jet lag will be there, so when we travel to these other countries, immediately after landing there, we go to the center or the temple, and we would be running for getting some pillow and lie down to rest. But Prabhupada will just go with a small that bag. He will go take the car. After the car drops him in the temple, immediately he will go and start the class. So we have never seen him getting tired at all with all the old age, the frailties and everything. And the second thing that he told, very much related to this, is that's why I'm sharing that. He said, he gave with 40 rupees. When he left, it was like the whole movement had, I don't know how many hundreds of crores, whatever it was there. But he was never affected by the money. He said he touched money, but money never touched him. Wherever he went, he touched money. He was given money, all these things, wherever people were coming and offering him. Giriraj Maharaj's father gave blank check. Whatever you want, you write the amount and you take. He was a great, big millionaire in the US, right? So that's how much Prabhupada was renounced, and that's the reason he is getting all the uh, glorification and accolades. That's he is very much deserves it. Only one who is unattached, renounced everything. For him only everything comes. Hmm? For one who is attached, he doesn't get anything. Okay, let me continue. Then now Lalita Bose is speaking. You have done such an amazing work. We people in India cannot be like them. We will need some time in terms of coming and taking up the Krishna consciousness immediately. Then Prabhupada is saying now, not time. The way they are listening seriously. The reason I came here running is that this science is meant for the executive head of the state. He's come all the way from US, and just within, he cut short his trip and came back, by the way. In the Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, it is stated, Imam vivasvate yogam proktavanaham avyayam vivasvan manave prahahur manurikshva kave bravit evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu rajarshayo. It is meant for the Raja Rishis. Indra is in the position of Raja. If she becomes a Rishi, then it will be successful. This is what I would tell her. I came running here just to tell her this, that you have got the position of royalty. You become a saintly lady. Then your scheme will be all successful. That is required. That I can help. How to make her a rishi. Then not only the people of India will be benefited, but also the whole world will be benefited. And you have got that sampati, Bhagavad Gita guidance. I will not manufacture anything. That is not my business. Concoction, hodgepodge, without any knowledge, without any experience. We are not that type. We will account for every single penny. They will do it very nicely. They are expert in doing it. And the money they will give us, we will give accounts for every single penny. We just want facility. Even if they don't give us money, we'll bring money by begging abroad. We want the facility to work. If you two get together, what you say orally alone will not work, Lalita suggested. You will tell her everything, and after you meet, someone else will come to meet her and she will forget about what you said. But if it is in writing, then on that basis, ISKCON's work will be done. So she is saying a very important point here. So now what shall I write? Prabhupada asked. And after discussing with Lalita and the devotees present, he dictated the following draft, which he asked Brahmananda to read out. It's a very interesting thing. Your Excellency Srimati Indira Devi Gandhi. When I was in Toronto, Canada, Srimati Lalita Devi, who is just like my daughter, sent me one intimation that she approached you for a meeting with me and you. And I have come here postponing all my engagements. I am preaching this Krishna consciousness movement all over the world on the basis of Krishna's instruction in Bhagavad Gita. Actually, this Krishna consciousness movement is called the Sankirtana movement and sometimes the Hare Krishna movement, which was inaugurated by Lord Chaitanya in Bengal and throughout all India. His mission is that everyone should become a guru and preach all over the world the instructions of Krishna. So we are doing this very faithfully and it is becoming effective. I think in India also, if some vigorous activity is done for awakening the Krishna consciousness of the people under your leadership, it will be very effective. We have already 8 branches in India and all development is being done by foreign exchange. It can be continued if I get encouragement by the government. So I shall be very much pleased to see you in this connection. I have written about 50 books of 400 pages each, such as Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and these books are very popular in foreign countries such as Europe and America. By the sales proceeds, I am bringing foreign exchange. Yours sincerely. Your sincerely is all right, or your well-wisher? Prabhupada asked. Usually, Prabhupada used to write your well-wisher, right? So, well-wisher, Lalita said. Your well-wisher. The word is already there. Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya Chitta Kariya Aikya. So, immediately type it and give it to her. Where it says that I am bringing foreign exchange, in the end, by selling my books, I am bringing foreign exchange. It's for India's development. Jayapataka asked. For developing my scheme here, Prabhupada replied. And Gopal Krishna mentioned the point that we are bringing foreign exchange. Whether there should be any word that also signifies that we have local support also. Our books are popular in foreign countries as well as in India. We are getting money also from these books. We have quotation from professor in America and also India, Brahmananda said. So who is that famous professor who appears of all the people who appears in Bhagavatam purport? Anybody knows? Who used to go on regular morning walk with Prabhupada in Los Angeles? Prabhupada names him in one of the purports.
Is he disciple of Srila Prabhupada?
He's not a disciple, but he's a very good, he's a professor, you know. And they used to very regularly meet in Los Angeles, that was a garden there. Prabhupada used to meet all the big shots there and talk to them. There was one person who was very regularly used to come, and he was very inspired by Prabhupada's work. And he wrote nice articles also appreciating Prabhupada's work in the US. His name is Professor Stilson Judah. If you have heard this name, you'll search in Bhagavatam in one of the purports, you will be named. Very few people Prabhupada quotes in the purports in Bhagavatam. Govinda Mataji, Govinda Dasi Mataji, he quotes when the reference to Tulsi Maharani, protecting Tulsi Maharani and growing and maintaining her. That he quotes Govinda Mataji's name. And in Nectar of Devotion, I think he thanks Jayananda Prabhu for his donation for printing the books. And I think in Krishna book, he thanks George Harrison for his contribution. So you will see very few people appear in this thing, you know. It's very nice, really. From these purports are eternally going to be present. So for them also to be there in the purport is really a glorious thing. Okay, let's continue. Yes, you will present one Gita, Lalita advice, and lead your life according to these teachings. She is full of bhakti, but she needs good guidance. I shall personally teach Bhagavad Gita to her and her most confidential associates or who is governing. That I can do if she agrees. Imam Rajarshayo Viduhu. I wanted a Rajarshi to take up this movement seriously, but I could not get one till now. If she becomes, it will be of benefit for me, for the whole world, for her, everyone. Because I have no power, I have no money. But if I won Rajarshi, who has good strength, money, intelligence, if she takes, then it will be very quickly successful. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his movement became very successful and Maharaj Prataparudra of Orissa took it. Gautam Buddha's movement was successful and Maharaj Ashoka took it. It recurs, and Krishna says, Rajarshiyo Viduhu. Later, Prabhupada finalized his letter, including a list of points to be addressed with Prime Minister Gandhi. This is a nice one. We'll finish with this. Number one, as it is stated on our letterhead, the Krishna conscious movement is for the whole human society for reviving its God consciousness. Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha. The living entity and God are intimately related as the part and the whole. Point two. We are preaching this philosophy on the basis of the Bhagavad Gita as it is, without any interpretation. This is a cultural and educational movement to understand what we are, what is God, and what is our relationship, and how to act upon it. 3. The basic principle is that people must eat sumptuously and be free from all anxieties to cultivate their spiritual identity and their relationship with God. We invite everyone without any discrimination of caste, creed, and nationality. And factually, within our society, there are members from all parts of the world, Europe, America, Africa, etc. 4. In India, we have got special interest to distribute prasad to the half-fed or hungry population. For this purpose, we are getting money from America and we are getting goods from Australia. We have got already 6 to 7 centers in India and we are distributing prasad in all centers. 5. The young Indian men are not joining our movement. So for conducting all this business, we require 50 to 100 men. Foreigners who are trained up. We have no business to take part in politics. We are bringing money from outside India. Practically, we do not eat by spending India's money. We are therefore requesting to allow our men to work on this mission to distribute prasad without any expenditure from India's side. Even for our own subsistence, we shall bring money from abroad, and the bank will certify. 6. If we take to politics, we can be asked to leave, but we are only interested in this movement of welfare activities. On this basis, we ask for 50-100 men. Okay, we'll stop here. This from here on, it is like after this, it's going to be a little different thing point after that. Okay, so any thoughts now before we post for the day? Any reflections?
Was she really favorable, Mata Prabhuji? Indira Gandhi?
Oh, Indira Gandhi. No, she was actually out of fear, she wanted to be favorable. That's why Prabhupada says at a later point also, when he talks about her, he says she was just worried about protecting her own position. So she wanted some spiritual guidance. Because when Prabhupada wrote a lot of list of points that, the ministers, what they should do, like what are the things that should practice. He even wrote every minister should attend Mangalarti, they should chant 16 rounds, all these things he was telling that writing. But when he went there, she didn't give any time to even read through that. That's what happened. But she listened some part, but then, with politicians, especially, um, they will have some semblance of whatever it is because she was associating with Mahatma Gandhi, and Mahatma Gandhi was, while he had many shortcomings himself, by and large he was a bit of a saintly person in that sense, quite a bit. And at that time, someone had to be a leader there. There is always plus and minus. The people who always say that because of some of his actions, a lot of things, even now, there's a lot of troubles in India, all those difficulties and all that. But then at that time, who knew Mataji that what will be the impact? Like, see, for example, we know this Jawaharlal Nehru very generously he gave the UN seat to China. He was thinking China will be pleased, and they were stabbed in the back. Until today, India is literally struggling to get a permanent seat in the UN with more than 25% of the world's population, right? So we don't know how things will pan out in the future. That's why the leaders are more important. They should think in a far-sighted way. They should that their vision should be far-sighted. But by and large, she was more short-sighted. She was not very far-sighted in that sense. It was all about managing a country that had just come to the independence, and when she was ruling, it was like maybe 30 plus years after independence, no? 30-35 years after independence. So it's well, this is how it was. Maybe little bit was there, whatever. The good thing is that whether she took it or not, that really doesn't matter so much in that sense. But now the interactions which was there has become part of the ISKCON history. So whatever Prabhupada had returned to Indira Gandhi at that time still holds good for anybody who becomes a leader, not only in India, for any world leader in the movement, for any world leader in the whole world, So, and even the letter he wrote to Mahatma Gandhi just before him passing away, Prabhupada wrote, but that letter didn't reach. Prabhupada wrote really interesting foresight that I could foresee that there is some danger coming to you in the very near future. So please spread this Bhagavad Gita message. Now that you have obtained independence, please take it over, take it and distribute it, because you're already a student of Bhagavad Gita, devotee of Bhagavad Gita. So that didn't reach Mahatma Gandhi. He would have, I don't know if he had it reached, he would have even made any change because of that. But the thing is that letter has become part of the ISKCON history. The Prabhupada's thing. That is more important. Chanchalpati Prabhu, yes, Prabhu, you raise your hand.
Prabhuji, just now in the last point when he's giving this point to Indira Gandhi, and earlier also we heard the discussion between Prabhupada and Lalita. There, this point was coming to lead the life as per the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. So, how to understand this? Means we have to understand that Krishna is the controller, his thing, message, or every teachings we have to lead the life. How to understand this point? How to
No,
lead the
you
life?
are talking about leading the life as per Bhagavad Gita that Prabhupada is telling to Indira Gandhi or to everyone.
The discussion which was going between Prabhupada and Lalita, and now here the Prabhupada is giving the point to Indira Gandhi. So I want to understand it as for my point of view, and how we can understand this to lead the life as per the instruction of Bhagavad Gita.
We are preaching the philosophy based on in that 6 points it was there. Huh?
No, when Lalita and Prabhupada was discussing, no, I think these people are all.
Yes. You will present one Gita, Lalita advice, and read your life according to these teachings. Right?
So how to understand lead our life means we have to understand, we have to see the presence of Krishna behind everything.
Yes, Prabhu. That we should do with this thing that see. Then first of all, we should accept that Krishna is our supreme controller. The second thing is he is our supreme well-wisher also. Simply accepting controller is not enough. That's why he's telling Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhrudam Sarva Bhutanam. He is our Suhrud also. If somebody is a controller and not a well-wisher, then you will only be afraid of him. Like Hiranyakashipu, for example. Or Kamsa. Right? But Krishna is Suhrudam also. Well-wisher also. So, if you want to lead life as per Bhagavad Gita, we accept that Krishna is the supreme controller. Next thing is we accept that he is the supreme well-wisher also. And that way we will be grateful to him. So when we are grateful to every single activity that we are doing or as an offering to him, then we are pretty much on the path of God consciousness, isn't it? And that's what he wants people to do. The leaders especially to lead the life. See, everybody, if they follow the leader. That's why Prabhupada is always hinting on this point that leaders should take it first. Leaders should take it first. So when the leaders take it, naturally others will follow, isn't it? Isn't it, Prabhu? See, Modi went for 11 days for Ram Yatra, Ramayana Yatra, and he went and did it in a very nice way. This temple was open, Ram Mandir was open. The whole of India, not only whole of India, even people around the world, did they not celebrate? It was as if that Jan, what is that, 22 or 20, 21 or 22, that day. Huh?
22nd January.
22nd January, right? So that day was literally, it was like a Ram Navami all over the world, isn't it? So Yadyad Acharati Shreshtas Tattad Eva Itaro Janaha. Like when Yogi and Modi, when they were following this thing very meticulously, everybody understood the importance of glorifying Lord. Even though they may not be Ram Bhakta, they were glorifying. They were doing puja, worship, everything, at least on that one day. So this is the most important thing, following the I think people have to set the standard. And for us also, irrespective of whether whoever is the leader, maybe if we have the common sense, we will accept this thing. Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhrudam Sarva Bhutanam. He is the Suhrud of Sarva Bhut, all Bhutas. So that is principles. That is the basic principle, Prabhu, to start off with. After that, doing good to others, being merciful to everybody, being humble, being grateful, and all these things, qualities come as part of the package, isn't it? Without Krishna consciousness, if we simply try to be humble and grateful, that will not stand longer. It will not work for a long time. So that is why Prabhupada is insisting that you take this and accept supremacy of God. Accept the God as a supreme controller. Then you will be peaceful. And this is the thing, Prabhu. This is a busy Prabhu. This is like it's like, it's a gradual progression in the bhakti path, right, Prabhu? When we all came in the beginning, we didn't know anything about Bhagavatam. We only knew about Bhagavad Gita. Some of us know about Bhagavatam, but we didn't know so much is inside there. So initially when we come, they will say, okay, you chant this Hare Krishna mantra, you read this Bhagavad Gita. come and hear about Krishna. Some come and hear about this lectures. This all we were given, and then prasadam was given. But as you continue to do, as we continue to refine our bhakti path, we are getting more and more and more instructions or what should I say? We get more and more insight into our practical life, no, Prabhu. So that's why it is an unending treasure of instructions, treasure of nectar, both Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. That help, Prabhu? So through Indira Gandhi is trying to tell to all of us, to everybody, in fact. So it's starting will be very simple, but as we go deeper and deeper, now you see that to that extent that this bhakti path, initially we'll say, oh, surrender to Krishna, etc., etc. We'll say. But it comes to such an extent that now you surrender to Krishna so much that Krishna will become your servant. That is the actual thing of devotional service. That part is so confidential, right? Krishna becomes helplessly surrendered to his devotees. That you don't see anywhere else. That's the highest way of, highest form of devotional service, isn't it? That was what taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Prabhupada is gradually, initial days we will not be given all that, no, Prabhu. Even if somebody tells that, you may not take it very seriously. But as you develop deeper and deeper understanding and become start appreciating Krishna's greatness, then when we understand his humble mood or inconceivable love for devotees and all the living beings, in fact, then we'll be even more, our love will develop, isn't it? Such a great personality, he is being so humble, isn't it? So that is how our devotion is. It's deeper and deeper it goes, the insight into it, the revelations. I think Piyush Prabhu also raised his hand. Is he there? Yes, Piyush Prabhu. Do you have any questions or comment, Prabhu? Anything is fine.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
In this we can understand also, we have read 1 to 1, 5, 16 purport. In that Srila Prabhupada wrote that a new order of life, about new order of life.
Yes, Prabhu. Can you read
Krishna,
that?
devotional service is a dynamic activity.
Yes.
So in which injected, so the expert devotees inject it into the dull brains of the materialist.
Yeah, inject it into the dull. That's a.
We can understand that.
Yes, Prabhu. The last part. Yes. Devotional service is dynamic activity, and the expert devotees can find out competent means to inject it into the dull brains of the materialistic population. Yeah, before that is an important line. The expert devotees also can discover novel ways and means to convert the non-devotees in terms of particular time and circumstance. We read this line, yes. I remember it very well. 1:5:16. It's a very beautiful. So thank you so much for putting it.
Injecting the first through to Lalita Mataji.
Yeah. Prabhupada is really bringing that out, Prabhu. Yeah. Prabhu. Nice point, Prabhu.
To bring
Thank you.
this to India.
We have to find the competent means to inject this Krishna consciousness into the dull brains of the society at large. Because everybody is a non-devotee in all practical terms. Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice, Piyush Prabhu. You always read the purport so nicely and you bring it out. And even in the WhatsApp group, we always love to read your messages. So I am not able to respond to every single message of yours, but then the highlight you are putting, the connections you are doing, I really wish,
Not only he reads, the best part is that he remembers also.
Yeah, that's
he remembers instantly, he put it.
Yeah,
that is the best part. Even we also read, but we don't have any memory when we are where it is.
Yeah, it's amazing, really. Yeah. Everybody has one.
Because of you.
What is that,
Prabhupada?
Yeah, sir. So, yes, Prabhupada. Sorry, Mataji, I'm not able to hear you, Mataji. Chitra Mataji.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that Piyush Prabhuji is able to connect so many verses and so many things. My God,
Yeah.
I can't imagine me thinking so much.
Yeah, it's really something which is especially Prabhupada's purports, they are completely transcendental. There's no tinge of any material this thing in there. That when we start reading with love, Prabhupada will reveal all these such nice nectar time and again, and then we will remember them for lifetime. Especially that devotees can find novel, expert devotees can find novel means to distribute Krishna consciousness. Amazing statement. I heard this. I got one. I think Ganapati Maharaj highlighted this many years ago, and I think that's when it hit me. And then when I shared this, he caught up. Mahesh Prabhu caught it. Really nice. We should really have some. Only one thing that I am finding it. Personally, I love to, but I don't. I'm stretched for time. But if devotees can, start little bit more charcha on it, on top of it, like when we read through, there will be some interesting points that will link to from there to somewhere else also. So it will be nice to see some discussions going along with it. Mhm. While the points which Peace Prabhu shares are all very important. Thing. That's nice. Little small points. That is very nice. I used to call that as Prabhupada punch. The punch that Prabhupada gives with the statements. Used to do that many years ago in Granth and punching statements. Just 1-2 lines we'll just post. Nothing else will post. That will be like a punch for us. So really nice. Thank you, Prabhu Mataji. We'll stop here.
Like today,
We will
today's quote is
continue.
there, no,
Sorry, yes, Prabhu.
in Grantraj, the first quotation, there is the quote, na, there is no use of changing the place.
Yeah.
It is better to understand to change the mind. But first
Yeah.
line is very great punch. Because I also
Yeah.
think sometimes you are
To
like,
change is not the
people
cure.
yeah,
To understand this is the cure. Yeah, to change is not the
to
cure.
understand this is
To
the cure.
understand
Yes.
to understand that you change is of no use is the cure. It's nice, really.
Very important because
So many such things are
generally
there.
we say that.
Thank you, Prabhu Mataji. We'll stop here. जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय श्री गुरुदेव की जनता कोटि वैष्णव की जनता गौर प्रमानंदे हरि हरि बोल वंश कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु भैश्च Thank you. Hare Krishna. We'll all see you soon. Krishna willing. Krishna. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhu.